Your AI just wrote a perfect listing description for you in just 10 seconds, but it cannot get in reach those two leads that come in the middle of the night or 2 a.m. while you're sleeping. Why not? And what is missing ingredient?
Well, by the end of this video, we're going to talk about the difference between chatbots and where our AI chatbots and our AI workflows. And that is what matters for our business. And we've all seen how AI is becoming this very powerful tool that we use. Tools like ChatGPT and tools like Claude Chat and Chat Mode are generally incredibly informative with the right prompts for the real estate agent. But
basically, they are like having a super smart assistant, which basically sitting right next to you at your desk, ready to help you instantly.
Now, for example, you're sitting at your computer all day and those chat tools can write compelling listing descriptions as you talk to it. They can write follow-up emails that you wrote to that you wanted to write. It can help you with brainstorming for tricky negotiations, or it can even rewrite your web copy to make it more engaging. But you are copy and pasting everything, including it can even read your contracts and give you ideas for key clauses. But when we're talking about what we need to do, automation is going to do all of these things for you, whereas in chat, you're still the driver. You're still copy and pasting every time. And that's why when you need an outline for a presentation or a video, the chat tools can deliver it because you're talking to it. And they're excellent for reviewing content, checking for your tone, making sure you didn't skip anything, simplifying information. But when you're actively typing and it's responding right back, this is where chat is amazing.
Exactly. And it's real, it's very useful, and it saves you as a real estate agent tons of time every single day. But here's the critical difference that we wanted to talk in this video. Your real estate business doesn't run on great drafts, or it runs actually on consistency and repeatable workflow.
Now, what happens is a series of steps that usually happens without you needing to supervise every single one. This is where chat cannot work, and this is not a workflow. It's stopping when you stop talking. It's a conversation that you're having. When you stop talking, it stops working. Now, there is a huge difference in what I do with Claude Code versus what that is. And this is a huge gap. Chat is great for ideas, for brainstorming, for brilliance, for what you cannot get on, but it cannot get things done at 2 o'clock in the morning for you when it needs to be done because you need to sleep at that time. And for those jobs, you need basically an AI engine workflow. You need Claude Code.
Exactly. And here today, let us be really clear about the fundamental capabilities of what you can do with all of these tools. And we're going to break it down for you, the 5 key things that your real estate business really need that Chat AI simply cannot perform those stuff.
Right, so the first one is going to be working on a schedule. Working on that schedule is super, super important. So it means that 5 o'clock or 5:45, because that's when I wake up, it's already doing stuff for me. Or it's going to do something at 7, going to do something at 8, and it's going to do every single hour that I need it done. And it's going to do it, and I'm not opening it up and typing what I need to do. There's no internal clock to kick off the mechanism. Second, it's just automatically running, and that's what I love. Tell me the second thing.
The second thing that chat basically cannot do it, read or write the files on your computer, and it lives in its own like a web browser window. It cannot access your local documents on your computer that you care about, your photos, your spreadsheets, and basically your client agreements save on your desktop that the chat AI cannot access to any of those files.
Right, you are always copying and pasting everything. And if you see my hand moving, it's because I'm also running Claude as we film this video. So I do apologize for that. It's doing something I just needed to get done. So third, it cannot connect your actual tools in a chatbot. You cannot run your business if it doesn't. Hey, I don't have a CRM that my MLS allows me to run with an AI, but I can open my email. It can run my social media accounts. It can do so much more for me. I do have to manually feed it a CSV file for my MLS data, but it's not as isolated. It cannot send an email direct. You're in a chat, you'll never be able to send email directly. You'll never be able to post to Instagram. You'll never get lead status updates of what's happening in your database. So this is what things ChatGPT just cannot do.
Exactly. And the number 4 is chat cannot take an action without you watching them. It's basically is a passenger, is not a driver. Every step requires your input, your review, your click. Therefore, constantly need your attention. You need to be there, present, and click to make sure everything goes smoothly.
So basically, it cannot make a decision, even if it's the same repeatable task that you do every single day. It still cannot execute that in a chatbot. It's like sending a text message. You have to send that text message. You're always in control. But if it's the same thing every single day and every single time, this is a repeatable action that you can put for automation, and that is what I really want to point out there. Fifth, chat cannot keep all the jobs going all day long, all day, every day. It's a single conversation. The task stops when the conversation stops. If you close that browser, it does not remember where you left off tomorrow. Now let's talk about cloud code, which I love and live and breathe in.
Exactly. And this is the version of the cloud that runs in a different environment, basically designed for automation, that my wife was very excited to share with you. And it can do all those 5 critical items that we already talked about here. And basically fits it run on the schedule. That's one of the things that is going to save you
it'll call Crone.
Tons of the time every day.
Yes, and second is actually reading your files, and this is really, really important. So you have a set of rules, you have a set of database. It needs to know the rules in the database that is looking at every single time. So it can read the documents on storage. You can read your notions if that's where you keep all your documents. It can read wherever a file that you keep all your documents in if it's on your computer. It can process image, and it can save files back into your computer or system. So basically, it's not only just doing what you want it to do, it's reading things so it can give you more of what you want every single time.
And basically on the item tree, it takes and basically it connects to your tools that you actually use for your daily, like it integrates for your CRM. CRM is part of prospecting, connecting with all of those leads. It connects to your MLS, it connects you to your email, your social media platform, and many other business application that you know better than us, and you use it daily.
So fourth, it's taking action on its own. Once it's set up, it performs all the tasks. It can update your leads. It can run the Google search. It can run the Facebook that's in your MLS. It's sending emails, updating records, posting content, initiating follow-up. Whatever you want it to do, it can do because you've set up the system and it is your system. And fifth, it keeps the work going all day long. So if you have a managed time and you don't need a bunch of people to do it, you need tasks consistently done over time. This is where Cloud Code excels. If you can have it done, it's working while you sleep. And that's something I really want to point out. Between 11 p.m. and 7 o'clock in the morning, you're not doing so much. Your AI is working without you needing it to work while you're sleeping, living your life. And that's the best part of it. If you have a task on your desktop that has to happen all day long actively in the background, you can have a Python. I didn't even know what that was, and I'm not a coder, but I know that Cloud Code knows how to do it. So I can say I want this task done repeatedly, checking every hour, and it will work for me every single hour. So that is really the key there.
Do you want to make an example that you
like, for instance, a lead comes in from a lead source, right? You have a lead that comes into your CRM from some sort of source. It happens every 5 minutes, right? So you want a system that's reading every system. So when that lead comes in, well, it's going to get all my data about this lady before I even looked at it, because maybe I was washing dishes when her thing came in the middle of the day, or whatever, and now she's in my CRM. She's already getting a text message from me because speed to lead, and I've already enriched this person, so by the time I finished getting my coffee and coming back to my desk within 5 minutes, I now see that the new lead has come in, and I already have a bunch of data on her, which is amazing. That's just one thing.
Basically, and you can do it the same thing with your listing presentation too.
Oh, my listing presentation is fire now because of Cloud Code. I'm going to say it that way, right? It's going to post on my social media platforms. It's going to update my listings on my website. It's going to notify any buyers who might be notified of my listings on that database as well. So when I'm doing a listing presentation, it's going to be pulling up all the things that I have to manually pull up, like permits and what else do I have to pull up automatically? Like what deeds, what are there maps, what do I need to know about this land itself? So I have to look up lands, I have to look permits. You know what you have to do. So it's not just looking at what the history of that price was. We're looking up other things that happened to that property as well. So when we're going into listing presentation, be like, hey, I know you had your HVAC service in 2023. I mean, that's something that's pretty powerful when you've already looked up that information.
And also you can compare the listing if you need to do adjustment. It gives you some nice numbers that you can really adjust. If this house has, for example, sunroom and the other comps doesn't have it, it's going to help you with all of those things to make sure that you're giving the whole picture, because the seller always wants the top dollar for their house, and they always say this is my house has and my neighbor doesn't have. Therefore, a story short, do you wanted to
basically if you're showing houses, the listing presentation can launch while you're running. Say, hey, I wanted to run on 123 Main Street. 123 Main Street is getting all this listing presentation, all this data together for me. So it's not just me pulling the comps, because the comps are just one aspect of our deal when we're running a listing presentation. Now, Claude can also write replies that someone typed in while I'm doing a showing, and overnight it's doing everything. It's categorizing interest, text, making sure it understands the personalized information, making sure it's updating itself, keeping the information all there. That way when the lead responds, and maybe they're responding at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're fast asleep, Claude is there to help you out there. Or when you're making an offer for a client, Chat can summarize all the contract negotiations that they're asking, and maybe you can't speak their language, but I mean, I don't mean like we all speak English, but sometimes people speak different ways, and maybe you don't understand what they're asking, so maybe it can help you with explaining it in the language of the way people want us to understand.
Exactly.
So basically, while you're on your phone, you can actually even have it like, hey, we're going to write an offer on 123 Main Street, and it can start filling out the standard forms for you. So this way, while you're sitting in the house, you can still have it pretty much filled out the form. You have the forms within minutes now, no?
Exactly.
Right? Because he texts me, and I say, okay, do, and it sends it to him within 2 minutes now, because he's texting me. But you can actually do it on your phone, and you can just text the address on the phone, and then that should be a little faster. But for market data, it's giving you a bunch of information that you might need. Your website, updating all your information. If you just said, 123 Main Street in Summer Place subdivision, I don't know why I called it summer, because it's summer. Summer Place subdivision, now it's saying that will go onto your website on that specific portion as well, because you're giving it the data. So you're getting all this fresh information without you actually doing anything other than hitting a few buttons every single morning, because we do have to hit the button, but other than that, let it run. And also, local news becomes our blog post. So if there's something important about the housing market that maybe you don't want to read the news, because the news is the news, but if something is happening there that's important, maybe there's 600 new jobs coming, or there's a new development coming, you need that to be in your blog. So Work Engine's flows make sure that all of that stuff is constantly being monitored and making sure it's ready for your publication. So I really want to say there's so much automation you can do. I do it all the time, and once it's set, once your idea is set, it's running automatically, and you're optimizing your business instead of just thinking about the next thing you can do.
Exactly. Therefore, we are Alan Victoria Pinder, Icon Agent with eXp Realty. In the description below, please book an appointment with us. We love to level up your business and help you with everything that